you are having a wonderful day so far today. Today's video is going to be a review video, and it has been quite some time since I sat down and did a review video. Today's video is going to be a review on a foundation. Now, this foundation isn't by any means new to Sephora, but it is relatively new to my kit. I've had it for about 2 months now, so I figured, you know what, it's time to sit down and do a review. The review is going to be on the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. So if you want to see what I have to say about this foundation, then of course, just keep on watching. All right, so I have had this foundation here for about 2 months now. I do believe I bought it December 5th at Sephora. So it's been just a little bit over 2 months of this foundation. Does retail for $49 at Sephora, and you get 30 milliliters, so 1 fluid ounce of product, which is pretty much the standard amount of product that you get in a foundation. So the packaging off the bat is really sleek. It's very cute. It just has obviously this black plastic lid, and the bottle is glass. So do be careful if you drop it. I have fumbled with it and almost dropped it once. The packaging, although it is very, very appealing to the eye and it looks very sleek and it has this frosted glass, do keep in mind that this probably isn't the best packaging for, say, travel. So this is what the box looks like. I didn't save the box because it's just something that happens. And the color I got was ivory. Off the bat, what I will say about the color is I picked the wrong color. If you go onto Sephora's website, ivory is listed as fair with neutral to golden undertones. In pretty much any foundation, even in the drugstore, I usually take the ivory color because ivory usually has more of either neutral or pink undertones. But this one has more of a golden undertone, and I meant to grab the porcelain one, which is fair with neutral to pink undertones, but I grabbed ivory. Even though I grabbed ivory instead of porcelain, which porcelain would have done me better, I still made ivory work. Just because it does have a little bit of golden undertones, it still works for my skin, and I still am able, you know, to put a powder on top of it and it doesn't look that golden. Just I would have been suited more for the pink undertones because I don't have like olive undertones or anything. So in foundations, I usually try to stick to something that's neutral or has more pink undertones. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read what this product claims to do, just reading straight off the box here. This is an oil-free foundation. It says it's undetectable, medium to full coverage. This foundation is infused with coconut water to delicately replenish skin's moisture levels, alpine rose to brighten skin's appearance and promote elasticity, and hyaluronic acid for a smoother, more youthful appearance. This also says this oil-free foundation masterfully diffuses the line between makeup and skin. Coverage so undetectable and skin so naturally radiant, they'll think that you were born this way. Due to consumer studies, it says that 100% of people said that this foundation blurred their imperfections. 98% said that this foundation made their skin look absolutely perfect, and 97% said that this foundation provided natural coverage. So off the bat, after using this foundation for about 2 months and reading what the claims on the box say, I can agree with some. Where it says here, coverage so undetectable and skin so naturally radiant, they'll think you were born this way. I do still notice, and people still notice, that I'm wearing makeup when I'm wearing this, so don't just think that by wearing this foundation it's gonna look like you have nothing on your face whatsoever. Obviously, that's gonna be a little bit different for each person. I have pretty bad acne scarring on my face, and I do suffer from breakouts occasionally. My breakouts have gotten better, but that's due to lifestyle changes, but I still have severe acne scarring. So I tend to need a little bit more of this product to get the coverage that I desire because of those scarring. So if you're a person who doesn't have any scars and you have like a really flawless natural base to your skin anyways, then you might find a little bit better results, and you might find it's a little bit more natural because you won't need quite so much foundation as I do. I don't necessarily disagree with the claim, but I don't completely agree with it because that's not the way it worked for me. It says 100% of people said that this foundation blurred their imperfections. I will agree with that. Although it doesn't cover my acne scarring completely, it only doesn't cover it completely because I haven't let it, if that makes any sense. You can build this foundation up, so I do totally agree that it is a medium to full coverage foundation. It does build up nicely and I haven't had any issues building it up. However, because of how severe my acne scarring is, doing 1 to 2 layers of it, it covers most of it, but you can still sort of see the scarring there. So in order for me to completely cover it to the point where you wouldn't see it whatsoever, I would need at least 3 to 4 layers of foundation. And after about 2 layers, I don't want any more on my skin. I would agree that it does blur your imperfections. So if you have scarring that's not so severe as mine, and you maybe have just a little bit of blemishes or some freckles or something that you don't like, this will 100% blur it. It said 98% of people said that this foundation make their skin look absolutely perfect. This foundation does make my skin look pretty damn good. When I use this foundation over just like a regular drugstore foundation or something that's not as high end, I do notice a big difference, and it makes my skin look really, really nice, especially in photos, and people have complimented me on it. So I do say that yes, this will make your skin look pretty damn great. And 97% said that this foundation provided natural coverage. I will say that you definitely can get a natural coverage out of this foundation. However, that's not the angle I was going with it, only because, like I said, I have acne scarring. So I don't really want anything that's just natural, because you'll still see my scars through it. So this foundation is in a pump, and I am actually really glad that it's in a pump instead of just the pouring container, because it is a lot easier to get just a little bit of product out with the pump. In my opinion, I think a lot of people will say the same thing. And when you have foundations that you have to pour out of a bottle, I tend to pour too much and then I tend to make a mess. Thumbs up for this being a pump. So to apply this foundation, I have tried it 2 ways. I've tried it with a brush, my Sigma Flat Top Kabuki brush, and my Quo blender sponge. Hands down, my favorite way to apply this is with my sponge, just because that's the way I prefer to apply most foundations. But you do get really, really nice coverage with this if you use the brush. I have oily skin, oily to combo skin. In the wintertime, I do get some dry spots on my face, like around the cheek area by the nose. But most of the time I am oily. I'm really oily in the summer, and I still do tend to be oily in the winter. This foundation is oil-free, and I will say that this foundation does not really contribute to my oiliness. I can get a solid 6 to 8 hours of wear out of this foundation before I really start to notice that I'm getting oily. So for oily skin girls out there, you will definitely love this foundation, because in my opinion, it doesn't contribute to the oiliness. So I give this foundation a solid 2 thumbs up and a 9.5 out of 10. I know that is quite a big statement and quite a big rating to give a foundation, but I absolutely love this foundation. This foundation has not let me down. Like I said, I've had it for about 2 months now, and within that 2 months, I've honestly used this foundation almost every day. This has been my go-to foundation. It doesn't make me oily. It lasts comfortably for about 6 to 8 hours. It doesn't feel cakey on the skin. It is really, really light. You can build it, you get a decent coverage out of it. It's just been like fail-proof for me. Only thing that is a bit of a drawback is the price point. It is $49. Keep in mind that you still get 1 fluid ounce, which is the usual with foundations, but it is a little bit more pricey. So I can completely understand for people on a budget not really wanting to try it out right now. But if you do have the extra to spend and you want to splurge and indulge, try this foundation. So I hope you guys found this review at least somewhat helpful, and I hope I wasn't completely all over the place. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it and you did find it informative and helpful, give this a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please be sure to subscribe so that you'll know when some new videos come your way. And thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.